Hi class, my name is Jacqueline Sanchez and I am going to finish part 2 of Overview of Anatomy for this bio class. Let's see. So for part 2 it says review the exercise and instructions, which I already did. And in the video, capture and recording yourself performing the experiment as you do well and speak loudly so your voice could be adequate and head. Conduct your video before testing before your exercises. Refer to your lab manual. Okay, so we have Doe here that's going to help us. So, and this is my equipment. Doe, a knife, and Post-it. So in this case, part 1 of the lab, exercise 1, was anterior view, which is like the full part of the body. And I literally just, here, let's see. I literally just took the lab and just flipped it over and labeled the anterior, caudal, distal, proximal, distal, and then posterior. That was the first part of the lab. Those were pictures taken. And then for part 2, it's general areas of the body using the atomic terms, regions, which is me standing anterior full frontal, and just more details and more depth of different parts of the body. And I've uploaded the pictures. And then posterior, which is the back, just more detail. For question B, I didn't do A, I'm going to do that right now a little bit. For B, the directional term to complete a sentence. Oh, well, for A, explain the importance of the atomical position. Atomical position is a standard reference position used in describing locations and directions of the human body. So it's like, that's the importance of it. And B, use the directional terms to complete sentences. So directional terms would be like sagittal, transverse, or would be another good example would be anterior, posterior, or superior. Those are good terms that would explain that. B is the toes are blank, lower limbs to the knee. C, the fingers are upper limbs to the shoulders. The ribs are inferior to the sternum, and the clavicle is superior to the scapula. And then the eyes are oculus to the ears, and the skin is superior to the heart, according to our textbook and from our readings. And for C, it says, describe the relationship between cells, tissue, organs, and organ tissues. From my understanding, according to our book, it says, to our experiment overview, the organization of the human body is dependent on the relationship and specialized functions of the cell. Cells are grouped together into tissue. Groups of tissue are called organs. Finally, the group of organs may be organized into 11 different organ systems: integumentary, skeletal, muscular, lymphatic, immune, respiratory, digestive, nerves, and endocrine, cardiovascular, urinary, and reproductive system. Together, these organ systems create an entire organism in the human body. That's for C. So the next part of our packet consists of a table, which is they're asking what it's the sagittal cut. And so we're going to use, there we go. We're going to use clay to make little human bodies. And I decided to put a little post-it to give a definition of how the cut looks in the little body. So in this case, I had rolled up dough already, but I'm just finishing up the little person's body. And so it's asking us for the frontal cut, the sagittal, and the transverse. So in this case, I made a little person. This is the transverse. This is the little body that I made. And so, if you could see, this is sagittal. It's going right across in the middle of the body. This is frontal. This is the front of the body. And transverse, it's cut in half by the waist, which is what I understand it is. And sorry. The sagittal is the plane that divides the body in a vertical to right and left sides. The vertical, it's just straight down. And that's how the first dummy looked like. The frontal is the plane that divides the body and an organism into an interior for the frontal portion, which I would say it's like the front of the body. And then transverse would be half of the body from the waist down, which is how the last dummy looked like. Then the next table in our packet, it's called the organ system. The first one is reproductive. I put women and men. The major organs for women would be mammaries, glands, ovaries, uterus. That's for women. And for men, it's the epidermis, tests, or can't pronounce that. But the major functions for women, it produces sex hormones, gametes, supports embryo, and produces milk for infants. For men, it produces sex hormones, gametes, delivers gametes to female. Then the second one would be digestive system, which major organs, the oral cavity, the pharynx, esophagus, the stomach, the small intestines, and the large rectum, anus, liver, gallbladder, and pancreas. The major functions there would be process food for use of the body, removes waste from the undigested food. The next organ system would be the nerve system, which is the brain, spinal cord, nerves, sensory receptors, and it detects the process of sensors, information, activities, bodily response. The next one would be respiratory, nasal passage, trachea, and lungs. This removes the carbon dioxide from the body and delivers the oxygen to the body. And then the next one would be muscular system, which that major organs are skeleton, muscles, tendons, and moves the body to maintain the posture and produces heat. The next system of the organ system would be skeleton. The major organs is cartilage, bones, and joints. Kind of like what this is from our model. And that supports the body, enables movement with the muscular system. It says for the last page, list a movement for each of the other planes of the body. I put sagittal would be sitting up. So yeah, I got that one. For C, do humans normally move in just one plane at a time? I put this would apply for sagittal, frontal, and transverse. For example, the frontal plane is half of the body. Transverse is this, which is going down, like bending over. Sagittal is from head to toe. You know, you could stretch, jumping jacks. That's the case. And the last table, which is images. The first image I put, it is according to our book, this is a CT scan of the head, which shows a transverse image, or a CAT scan. CT scan, CAT scan, short abbreviation. And then according to our book, the second image is an MRI exam of the knee. This generates a magnetic field around the patient. And the last one is, it looks like an X-ray of the head. And the last question, which plane does the body move from if it's thrown like a frisbee? And in this case, it would be transverse, because transverse is like half of the body. So that was my lab report. This is my first time doing a YouTube video, and I hope you guys enjoyed a quick little review of my lab. I shall be seeing you guys soon. Have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye.